The 11th episode of NCIS Season 22 was entertaining and had some intriguing revelations about Nick Torres, Wilmer Valderrama. During the excursion, Nick's personal and professional life intersected, adding to the agent's developing romantic plot. Jimmy, Brian Dietzen, disclosed that Nick's covert lover was Jess's, Katrina Law's sister, Robin, Lillian Bowden, in NCIS Season 22, Episode 10, Baker's Man. Nick shares his infatuation with Robin in Baker's Man with Jess, with support from Jimmy and Casey, Deanna Reasonover. However, the event left the couples feeling tense. In NCIS Season 22, Episode 10, Alden Parker, Gary Cole, had a romantic moment while defending Eleni Kostakis, guest actress Melina Kanakaridis, a local baker who unintentionally finds herself preparing cocaine meringue in the midst of a developing drug war. In NCIS Season 22, Episode 2, Foreign Bodies, when the director chooses to advance his relationship with his casual lover, Lena, Merrim Hassler, even Vance, Rocky Carroll, made a significant contribution to his romantic life. For Better or Worse lays the groundwork for MCRT's most intricate evolution to date. The Major Case Response Team, MCRT, is still impacted by Nick Torres' relationship in For Better or Worse, Episode 11 of NCIS Season 22. The team leader discovers Agent Torres sleeping, standing up, while Parker distributes papers to his team on a dull day in the bullpen. Torres remarks that Jessica isn't comfortable with the arrangement when McGee, Sean Murray, informs Parker that Nick is seeing Jess' sister. He calls out Knight for her conflicted response in the introduction of Episode 10. Knight disputes this, pointing out that Nick has been neglecting his professional responsibilities since he has been spending a lot of time with Robin. Given that the episode's opening bullpen scene establishes that Nick and Robin's romance will continue to impact the squad, Knight's remark seems a little underhanded. Jess and Nick are becoming apart as a result of the pairing. Furthermore, because it detracts from their argument, the other team members develop opinions on the matter. Knight disputes this, pointing out that Nick has been neglecting his professional responsibilities since he has been spending a lot of time with Robin. Given that the episode's opening bullpen scene establishes that Nick and Robin's romance will continue to impact the squad, Knight's remark seems a little underhanded. Jess and Nick are becoming apart as a result of the pairing. Furthermore, because it detracts from their argument, the other team members develop opinions on the matter. The team's leisurely morning is interrupted by an alert regarding a body in a park in Washington, D.C., and MCRT looks into Vincent Kelso's crime scene. The squad receives the call because, at first glance, it appears that the casualty is Navy Lieutenant David Fripp. McGee quickly learns, though, that the victim's military identity is fake. Casey learns in her lab that Vincent Kelso, a career criminal from Baltimore, was their victim. When Jess arrives, Casey informs her that Vincent Kelso has a lengthy criminal history, including robbery, violence, and small-time stealing. Nick reveals later in the diner that one of Roman's top guys is Vincent Kelso later on in the case, though Kelso's identity takes still another turn. One of Casey's tests reveals a concerning development when she looks at the evidence that MCRT discovered at the crime site. Casey informs Jess that one of the 3 objects discovered alongside Kelso's body bears more prints. The issue is that Casey's fingerprints match those of Nick Torres when the test results are in. Parker, not knowing why Nick would be involved in the case, contacts him angry. Parker then goes to the diner to investigate after having a sudden suspicion. When Parker gets to the diner, he discovers Vance and Torres talking about Nick's covert operation. The team leader concluded that Nick was involved with the MCRT victim at the park as part of a covert undercover operation. According to the development, Nick abruptly departed the park while doing his investigation in order to keep his cover intact. Vance informs Parker that Nick has entered a Baltimore gang and that the assignment was sent by SecNav as a need-to-know only. Nick explains to Parker that Kelso's fingerprints were on the flask since he saw him last week. Torres reveals his reason for going undercover when Parker learns of Nick's involvement in the case. According to Nick, he has been attempting to join a criminal gang based in Baltimore that is led by a man named Roman. The organization utilizes fictitious military identification to steal items from Navy facilities and resell them on the black market. Leon responds that Roman is only a middleman and that a man named Wilk, Polish for Wolf, is in charge of the operation when Parker questions Vance and Nick about why they didn't arrest Roman because they had the proof. Then, Vance announces that Nick will return to work undercover full-time while Parker's MCRT investigates the murder of Vincent Kelso. While Parker's squad looks into whether Wilk murdered Vincent, Nick's goal is to further infiltrate Roman's group. As a result, Nick makes a comeback to the field as Donnie Rico, impressing Roman with his contentious claim that Vincent's performance was declining and that Kelso's passing creates a space for someone to advance. Knight avoids a call from her sister as Jess is in the autopsy room talking to Jimmy about their case. She tells Jimmy that since Torres returned to the field covertly, she has been in the dark and that Robin is phoning her once more to inquire about Nick's location. Robin takes her romance with Nick seriously, according to Jess, despite the fact that their relationship is meant to be informal. Jess becomes agitated once more when Jimmy brings up the fact that the relationship is serious, and that Robin has a drawer at Nick's place. Jess must go for her appointment with Nick in the midst of the happenings in order to receive an update on what Torres discovered while working undercover. Jess doesn't give a damn when Nick informs her that Roman's group doesn't know what happened to Vincent Kelso. Rather, Jess confronts Torres, claiming that her sister would be misinformed by Robin's drawer at his apartment. She confronts Nick about the truth of the romance he has started by reminding her partner that Robin has been engaged 5 times. The younger Knight's sister arrives in the bullpen to get information on her lover after Jess avoids her calls. This indicates that Robin's formal comeback to the program occurs in NCIS Season 22, Episode 11. Jess tells her sister that Nick isn't answering her calls because he is on an undercover mission. This is Bowden's second appearance on NCIS. She made her debut in Turkey Trot, Episode 8 of Season 20. Concerned about everything, Jess tells Robin that Nick has a lot of baggage and worries about how she would handle that issue. An intriguing aspect of the sisters' relationship is revealed when Robin informs Jess that she is attempting to raise her once more. Even though Jess says she is fine with Nick and Robin's pairing, she remains apprehensive about it throughout the show.